Hey guys, so today I have a review for you and it's on the Inglot Freedom palette, and this is something that I've been meaning to review for a while. The reason that I didn't do the review sooner was because I wanted to wait until I'd completed my palette and I could kind of get to know the product and work with it for a bit to give you a really good review on what I think of the product. So basically I bought the palette at IMATS about 2 years ago and I'd put about 10 colours in it. Only recently have I just filled the whole palette up, which I've been very excited about. Before I get on to the actual product of the eyeshadow, I just want to talk about the actual palettes. Now, the Freedom System by Inglot offer a range of different palettes. They do lip palettes, they do cheek palettes, all different shapes and all different amounts of sizes, so that you can kind of make your kit to your own need. So you can get like kind of an essentials palette which has little bits to put a couple of products in, a few cheek and a few eye. Then you can go all the way up to these big 40 palettes, which are the biggest shadow palettes you can buy, which are really good for makeup enthusiasts and makeup artists alike. All the palettes have this kind of look to them. I really love the design of the Inglot palettes. They're made out of this very heavy, sturdy plastic with this frosted finish over the top. And even though it's really simple, I think it's just a clean, professional kind of look, and it focuses on the eyeshadow, and it just, yeah, it looks quite professional and very neat. A really good thing about this product is because it is so solid, I have dropped the whole palette on the floor a couple of times, and as any of you know, you drop a product on the floor and you're paranoid that all the pieces are smashed. But every time I've dropped this, I'm yet to break a shadow, so I think it's really good that they've gone with this design. It kind of protects the product, whereas so many cheaper palettes don't actually care for the product, so if you drop it, it's kind of at the end of the world, everything is smashed. Next I'm going to talk about the quality of the product. Now, I have used a lot of eyeshadows. I've used everything from really cheap 88 palettes to MAC to NARS and everything in between, and I pretty much say hands down these are the best eyeshadows I've ever used, even compared to the more expensive brands. They're so pigmented, they're so long lasting. I know that you can get these big eyeshadows like the 88 Coastal Scents palette, and they're really cheap online, but from my personal experience I found that the quality of the product is so poor and you just don't get any payoff with the colour. So I'd really recommend kind of going middle of the line and investing in an Inglot palette instead. And next I'm going to go on to kind of like the range of the product and what's available. So one thing I really love about this palette, as well as it being totally customizable, is that there are so many options for how you can customize this product. When it comes to their eyeshadows, they have such a huge range of hundreds of colors. They've got everything from a really good smoky range, their metallics are great, the neutrals are great, and their rainbow colors are really awesome as well. And they offer the eyeshadows in 5 different finishes, which I've written down and I'm going to go into because I forget. So I'll just do some quick swatches. So this is a palette. Now the first one I'm going to swatch for you, I'll just turn it the right way, is a matte shade, and this is pretty self-explanatory. I really love the mattes by Inglot. They're one of my favourites. They're incredibly pigmented. They're solid matte shades, and yeah, they're quite like a powdery finish. So I'll just do another matte one there. That's a green. The next finish I'm going to do is Pearl, and again this is pretty self-explanatory. So this is a pearl colour up here, this purple one. So it's kind of a shimmery pearly finish. The next finish I'm going to show you is an AMC finish, and that's just this one here. And AMC stands for Advanced Makeup Component. That's basically that one there. It's basically like a matte with a glitter running through it. And one thing I will say is that the AMC are so pigmented, and the blacks in particular are just amazing. They're the strongest black eyeshadows I've ever used. The next colour I'm going to show you is a shine finish. So I'm just going to show you this blue down here. That one there. So yeah, they're very shiny, very glittery kind of metallic frosty finish. And the last one I'm going to show you is the DS, which is the double sparkle, which is just kind of like it's not really much different than the AMC. They're just kind of a matte with the glitter running through them again. And I'll just show you like another random swatch. So that's how bright the yellow is. That's a red. So as you can see, they're pretty insane. And you've probably noticed there's some other things in my palette, which are these ones that have kind of a gradient in them. They're the rainbow shadows, and if you're doing things like a neutral eye, they're really great because you get 3 colours in the one thing, which go really well together. So I buy a lot of those for the brown and the blacks, and they're kind of neutral colours for when I'm doing a basic smoky eye. I basically get 3 in the one thing, which I know will go well together. The eyeshadow look that I've done today was with the palette. I just used like a few of the blues on the outside here, and then just a silver running through here, and then the lighter kind of white shimmer on the tops there. So that's a really basic eye that I did with these shadows. Now in terms of durability on your eyes, I put these on every morning with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and they truly stay on all day. They last through the whole day, so they're really, really good for that. Blendability, again, their products are really creamy, I find, so they blend really well together. They're kind of got a really soft finish to them, so it makes it perfect if you're doing like a gradient eye, smoky eye. And of course, you know, I've already talked about pigmentation is absolutely amazing. Next I'm just going to talk a bit about the actual price comparison of these to MAC eyeshadows. Now one of these eyeshadows in Australia, it costs $10, and the rainbow ones cost $13. The actual palette, this huge 40 palette, costs $50 to buy the palette, and then you just fill the shadows and they're $10 each. Now one of these eyeshadows, depending on the finish, they vary from 2.3 to about 3.2 grams of product. On average around 2.7, 2.8. Now a MAC shadow in Australia is 1.5 grams of product, and they retail for $33 an eyeshadow. So you can kind of do the math there in terms of value for money. Another thing I'll say about this is I'd much prefer to buy products that fit into a palette like this rather than have to buy the MAC ones where you have to either have them in the individual eyeshadows and you forget what you have, or you have to, you know, depot them all and put them in a palette. This is such an easier way to go because I just like to see what I have and have it in the one palette. So definitely another advantage to the Freedom system. This is definitely one of my most hyped products right now. I can't go on enough about this product. I just love it so much. Really keen to try out some of the other Inglot Freedom System products. I love the cheek, I love the blushes, they look really pigmented to me. The lip products as well are fantastic. If you want to check out the actual Inglot products, they have a website and I'm pretty sure they're available worldwide, so jump online and have a look at the stockists and everything. But yeah, that's just pretty much the review summed up for you. Amazing product, great value for money, and yeah, I can't rave on enough about it. Okay guys, well that's all I have for today. If you have any questions, just let me know in the box and I'll speak to you soon.